They are talking about you, about the way you dress, the way you move, the way you exist. Because your presence has become an anomaly, the system can no longer ignore. What they think is style is actually a rhythm that they can't figure out. They can't break what they call your authority, which is your trust. If you're feeling a gentle tug on your spirit at the moment, trust me, it's not just in your head. That's the Holy Spirit pulling at your heartstrings. This moment feels special, like heaven is giving you a little nudge just for you. At this very moment, in chats that were never intended for you to hear, people are mentioning your name, not out of spite, but with a sense of amazement. Believe it or not, there's someone you wouldn't expect who's been keeping an eye on you. But before anyone even noticed you, God did. He noticed your tears, your quiet wins, and how you picked authenticity over applause when no one was cheering. People have been picking up on how you walk with such quiet confidence, how your smile can really warm up a room, and that sparkle in your eyes when joy lights up your spirit. They've noticed how you present yourself, not in a loud way, but with a calmness that says more than any noise could. You might think you're just average, but deep down, you're truly shining. They're not the only ones out there. People are starting to take notice of you. It began with a subtle admiration, but now it feels like I'm ready to share my feelings. They keep saying your name without even noticing it. So, their friends are beginning to wonder, why does your name keep popping up? So, guess what? Your name popped up again last night. But this time, it wasn't only about appearances. It was really all about how you make them feel. They mentioned that your presence sticks around in their thoughts. Your confidence can be quite risky. Your silence says more than 1,000 words ever could. It's like when you step into a room, you can feel a change in the vibe. That's not really an attraction. That's quite a revelation. This goes beyond just getting attention. It's like a heavenly surprise. God is using what people notice on the outside to highlight what He has put on the inside. What started as a spark of curiosity in their eyes is actually a sign from above. You've been giving off this amazing vibe without even realizing it. The colors you choose, how you style your hair, and the way you keep your calm. Even during storms, it's been reaching out to hearts that didn't even realize they were paying attention. You're right at the brink of a brand new season, even if everything around you seems unchanged. This isn't just about looking good. Trust me, it's all about value. It's all about God standing up for those parts of you that were misunderstood, laughed at, or overlooked. He's demonstrating that what was once turned away is now becoming a go-to example for others. You've been set apart by the Spirit of the Lord. You've got this amazing grace about you, a quiet strength that really stands out, and a special purpose that feels like it was meant just for you. You've got more than just charm going for you. You have a calling to fulfill. You change the vibe because the Spirit is right there with you. This isn't just a tale about someone chatting about you. It's a tale about God showing you your true self. As you move into this amazing role, I encourage you to share your readiness. Drop an amen in the comments below if you're ready to embrace your God-given identity. We're not in it for the compliments. We're here to align with what heaven already knows about you. Stick around until the end, because we're going to wrap things up with a powerful prayer that's all about breaking chains, bringing clarity, and kicking off the next level of your calling. This is your moment. Make sure you catch it. Take a deep breath. Chosen one. You've been noticed. You're all good. You're right on time. Keep your focus and stay present, because what's happening around you is more significant than you might think. A story is unfolding quietly, taking shape behind closed doors, and in the thoughts we don't say out loud. If you could see the whole picture, you'd get why the Spirit of the Lord has nudged you to pause right now. It's interesting how someone who once overlooked you is now totally drawn to you. The change happening within them is pretty significant. It's a big deal. That's surprising. It's the sort of change that only grace can ignite. This person didn't always recognize your value. At first, they made their judgments about you. They used to make fun of the very traits that now have them completely captivated. The thing they used to criticize is now exactly what their soul is after. They would roll their eyes at how bright you were. But now they're trying to blend in, hoping no one catches on to how much they've shifted. Life really knows how to flip the script, showing us the truth in spots where we used to hide from it. Now they're worried that if you find out just how closely they've been keeping an eye on you, the facade they've built for everyone else will fall apart. So, something happened recently. Just a little moment in your day, so simple you might have overlooked it, but for them, it kept playing in their mind all night long. They saw you do something so easy, and in that everyday moment, something amazing stirred within them. Ever since, they just can't get you off their mind. Even when they attempt to change the subject, your name keeps coming up like a wave they just can't shake off. Even when you feel a bit invisible, trust me, there's someone out there who's noticing you more than you might think. They notice the elegance you have, even when you're quiet, and how your posture reflects both humility and strength. They mentioned that seeing you is like seeing light move through chaos. They just can't put their finger on why they're so drawn to it, just that they are. They're dealing with emotions they never expected to experience. Those whispers tucked away in the corners of their mind are starting to get a bit louder. Before you know it, chosen one, those whispers will become something tangible, something you can actually hear. When the truth finally comes out, it's going to catch everyone off guard, even you. Hey, just stay right there for a moment. This isn't just about attraction. This is an understanding. It seems like they've started to realize that they got you all wrong from the start. What they thought was arrogance was really just grace wrapped in calmness. The way you stayed quiet when you could have stood up for yourself really earned you some respect, even if they'll never say it out loud. That kind of restraint is pretty uncommon, and it really stirred something deep within them, something that feels a lot like a mix of conviction and admiration. Take a moment to think about this, because someone is getting ready to come your way. At first glance, it might look like just a friendly chat. They might hide it behind some casual chatter or a quick question, but under that smile, there's a secret just itching to come out. They want to share that your growth, or perhaps your ability to stay true to yourself, has really resonated with something deep within them. They're realizing that your presence, your energy, and your calmness have turned into the quiet anchor they didn't even know they were missing. Please make sure to read this part. There's a battle going on between someone's heart and their pride. They're worried that if they open up about their feelings, the truth will reveal just how long they've been thinking about you, even before they acknowledged it to themselves. They've started to match your vibe without even noticing, mellowing out their tone, opting for quiet instead of chaos, and picking outfits that make them feel like they fit in rather than just to show off. They're getting in sync with your vibe, because there's something in them that feels your journey is special. Chosen one, stick with me until the end, because what's coming will show us everything. It seems like someone close to them has a hunch about the truth and might spill more than they mean to. When that happens, the person who used to gossip about you will have to come to terms with the fact that it was never really about judgment. It was love tucked away under uncertainty, affection masked as criticism, and admiration bundled up in denial. Please don't scroll. Every step you've taken recently, every little win, and every smile you've let yourself enjoy, these moments have quietly inspired someone else. You've really inspired them. You've made them feel a bit scared. You've really captivated them. Now, their feelings are getting to a point where they can't just be tucked away behind casual words or fake indifference anymore. Something special is happening. It's interesting how someone who used to overlook you is now tossing and turning, thinking about what they missed out on earlier. Your clothes tell stories all on their own, without needing a single word. Your presence really brought a sense of peace to the room, and they remember that well. They thought they were overlooking you, but now they realize they were actually remembering you. They clung to bits and pieces of every meeting without even noticing it. I'm not just admiring from afar anymore. This is a confession just waiting to spill out. There's someone caught in that tricky spot between wanting to reveal something and feeling scared. They're worried that as soon as they say something, the whole truth will just come pouring out. Their heart starts to race every time your name comes up in a chat. You can totally tell how they feel whenever your name comes up. People who used to roll their eyes are now copying your stride without even noticing it. They would often turn away from things they couldn't put into words. Now, they're giving it a shot quietly. They mimic the vibes you give off, the ease in your stride, the power in your gaze. It's kind of funny how the things they used to laugh at are now the very traits they're trying to embrace. They would say to others that you were a bit too much. But now, they just can't seem to get enough of having you around. They're talking now, not about your shine, but about how the whole room seems to breathe when you walk in. People are finally recognizing your calm. It's been looked into. Your presence shifts the vibe like a moment of reverence. Now, they say your name with a gentler touch, almost like they're trying to keep it safe. It's interesting to see how their tone has changed from being dismissive to genuinely mesmerized, and it hasn't gone unnoticed by those around them. They really aren't as subtle as they believe. Hey, you know what? They totally think about you at the most random times. They mimic your gestures, your voice, and even your quiet moments. They're starting to realize that what they used to think of as curiosity was really just affection. They're starting to see the truth. Truth has a way of bringing even the proudest hearts down a notch. So, stand tall. No need to prove anything, really. God is already showing you what you need to see. Things are starting to look up for you. We've wrapped up the season of judgment, and now we're stepping into the season of justification. Let grace wrap things up. So, the buzz going around about this turning point is that it seems like heaven has really stepped in to take charge of your story. One day, silence will shatter, not through fights or apologies, but with the truth that just can't stay hidden anymore. What started as a casual chat is about to become a heartfelt revelation. The people who used to talk about you in a laid-back way will now choose their words more carefully. Their tone is going to get a bit gentler. You can tell they're hesitating with their words, like they're starting to uncover something they've been trying to hide behind their pride. It was never about hatred. It was really interesting. It felt like there was a lot going on beneath a calm surface. You've been hanging out in their thoughts without paying rent for way longer than they'll ever admit. They keep going back to that last moment they saw you, remembering how you held yourself. Your laughter is so infectious, and there's just something about your presence that feels so reassuring. Every little detail has turned into a memory they just can't shake off. They said it was no big deal to everyone else. But you know, the heart never lies. It recalls energy more clearly than it does faces. Your energy has turned into the subtle benchmark they use to gauge everything now. Something is changing within them. What they used to brush off as confidence now comes across as grace. The quiet they used to laugh at now seems really special. They're starting to see that their gossip wasn't really about you at all. It was really about the parts of themselves they recognized in you. The admiration they tried to keep under wraps has blossomed into a deep longing. It's just like the journey Saul had on the road to Damascus. When the truth hit him, he went from feeling proud to facing reality. That's what's going on now, with hearts that used to misjudge you. You might even catch a glimpse of it in your everyday life. A message that looks harmless. Hey, how have you been? It seems like they're just chatting, but if you read between the lines, you can tell they're really looking for forgiveness without actually saying it. People are looking for a way to connect without any conflict and to heal without feeling embarrassed. Some people might not have the guts to come right out and say it, but you can definitely tell by what they do. They'll begin to show up in a different way, softer, more subdued, almost with a sense of respect when your name comes up. Even if you don't feel any bitterness towards them, you definitely owe heaven your grace. This isn't really about winning or trying to make a point. It's all about that divine turnaround. The moment when God takes gossip and transforms it into healing, turning regret into redemption. When they come back, greet them with peace, not just for them, but for your own freedom. Let mercy take care of what memory can't handle. This is the insight they were always meant to discover. It wasn't really about who was right. It was all about figuring out who was real. Everything going on around you isn't just a coincidence. I've been thinking a lot about things. Life really reflects back to us who we are, especially in how others react to us. You were always more than just someone who happened to be in their story. You were the mirror that was put in there. Your presence shows what's really going on inside them. If you carry light, you bring about peace. If you've got some wounds, you might feel a bit uneasy around you. You weren't sent to show off, but to reveal the truth. That's why some people just couldn't love you the way they really wanted to. When they looked at you, they couldn't help but see a lot of their own reflection. They labeled it irritation, but really, it was conviction. They mentioned feeling uneasy around you, but honestly, it was more about their spirit picking up on the truth. Light really has this amazing ability to reveal what darkness wants to hide. When you stepped into their lives, you naturally brought a glow that revealed what was once hidden. There was really no need for you to confront them. Your presence made a difference. Their reactions were never really about you, and that's why. Your authenticity really made imitation feel out of place. Your peacefulness made pretense shake in its boots. Being true to yourself is like a battle for the soul. No need to raise your voice. All you needed to do was keep it real. This mirror you hold doesn't just show others. It helps you grow, too. Every misunderstanding has been like a special classroom from above. Every time someone has let you down, it's shown you how to protect your peace while still keeping your heart open. You've figured out that not every reflection needs a reply. Sometimes, the biggest takeaway is understanding that what others project onto you really reflects more about them than it does about you. Their criticism was never a prediction. It was all about projection. And heaven used it to polish your character until your reflection got clearer. Just take a moment to consider it. You've faced rejection that helped you build resilience, experienced silence that sharpened your discernment, and dealt with envy that deepened your empathy. So, you get that everyone views you based on their own feelings and experiences. People who are afraid often notice arrogance in others. If you live in peace, you'll definitely experience grace. That's how the mirror works. So, since you've embraced this truth, you've really grown up. You're done seeking validation. You find peace in understanding. Just keep shining, not to show off, but to share what you've got. The mirror you have with you is really special. Your role isn't to shame others, it's to help them wake up. You really embody what alignment is all about, what it feels like to be whole, and the essence of true light. It shows. Even though reflecting on things might make some people uneasy, it also opens up an opportunity for them to make a change. You're that opportunity. You reflect the beauty of heaven, shaped by your struggles and refined by your tranquility. Heaven has its own rhythm that no one can hurry along. Everything happens in its own perfect time. Even those times that seem a bit off or unfair. It's all about the quiet moments, the anticipation, and those prayers that seem to go unanswered. Everything is like a dance happening behind the scenes. Everything has been put to good use. Every delay has been planned out. Every closed door has led us somewhere else. The steps you've taken, even those that seemed like setbacks, have all been part of a timing that's bigger than you might realize. You know, when heaven's crafting your story, everything happens for a reason. Every meeting, every chat, every little mention of your name, has been allowed by a higher power. What seemed like gossip was actually preparation. What seemed like rejection was actually a form of protection. What seemed like stagnation was really just a momentary pause before things took off. The kingdom always arrives right on time, never rushing but also never falling behind. It shows up just when you're ready, and when others are there to see what God has been working on in you. Have you thought about Esther? She was kept out of sight before taking the throne. The beauty treatments, the waiting, and the quiet moments of her preparation all seemed to drag on a bit, maybe even feel a little uncertain, but it was like heaven was bringing everything together through her willingness to follow the path. In this moment, the prophet mentioned, that applies to you too. You've been tucked away, not to be forgotten, but to come to light when the time is just right. You were always seen. You were kept safe. You know those quiet times you really didn't like? Turns out they were like a protective hug from above, keeping your purpose safe from being revealed too soon. Take a moment to look around at your life right now and notice what's there. The folks who left didn't just up and go without a reason. They stepped out to clear some room. The opportunities that seemed to vanish are still around. They were put on hold so something better could come together. Sometimes, the losses that really hurt us are just moments of letting go, clearing away what couldn't thrive alongside us. That's some perfect timing. It cuts in order to heal. It takes a bit longer to keep things safe. It takes a step back to build up strength. You really show that there's a different way to live that actually works. Your life is the big reveal. Each step you take is like crafting a new code for our world. Your style really brings a vibe of a higher dimensional reality coming to life right here on Earth. Your tranquility is the foundation for a new era of harmony. A vibe that seems strange and unsettling in a world hooked on chaos. Your quietness is like a fresh truth pushing out the old chatter. It's that quiet moment right before something new comes to life. They thought they were just watching someone, but really, they were seeing a whole new way of thinking come to life. It's all about the obsession, the confusion, and then, finally, the reverence that comes with it. The old world was starting to realize that its time had come to an end. You're not here to take on their system. You're here to make it old news, just by being the new thing. Your presence shows that there's definitely another way to be, and it's already happening right now. You're like the future just hanging out in the present, a cool twist in time that's sorting out the past. Your breath sets the beat for this new era. Your heart is the beat that sets the rhythm for a new world to follow. That's why you might feel a sense of purpose that goes beyond any job, role, or relationship. You're like an architect of your own universe, and your body is the place where all the magic happens. You know that pressure you've felt all your life? It's actually the huge energy needed to bring this new reality into existence. You're not just going through the motions of life. You're sharing an exciting new possibility for everyone out there. Every choice you make that aligns with your inner truth really boosts this vibe. Every moment you stay true to your sovereignty helps to grow the space of this new world. Whenever you pick peace instead of drama, go for authenticity rather than conformity, or opt for silence over noise, you're building another solid foundation stone. They just won't get you, because one way of thinking can't really grasp the next one that comes along. People will keep talking about you, but honestly, it doesn't really matter anymore. It's just the pointless noise of a dying signal, the buzz of a fading timeline. We've wrapped up the audit. The system knows what to say. You're the update. It just can't turn down. Your goal isn't to persuade them. We're going to keep the broadcast going. It's all about fully embracing and showing the unique blueprint you were meant to share. The new world isn't on its way. It's coming through you right now, just like that.